everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 516. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And Ichigo is out tonight. It seems that they're doing some construction and work at her house. And during the construction, they knocked out her interwebs.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, that sucks.
I know. I'd be ready to kill somebody at that point. I'm like, you were paid to fix this, not knock out my interwebs. You're hurting my bread and butter, you know?
Not just cause more problems, in other words.
Exactly. Oh, man. Cedarberry, thank you for enjoying that song. For those of you who generally tune in after the pre-show, I usually play an anime cover song by various artists, and this week it was, again, opening from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, sung by Amelie. So check her out on YouTube. Let's see, what else do we have here? So, we are live tonight, week of September 21st, 2021, right here on Twitch TV. We are live here Tuesdays at 9:30 to 11 Eastern Standard Time, which will change soon enough. And you can find all of it here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. And we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network. So you can find out more information about them at vognetwork.com. And streaming here at Twitch TV/VOG Network. They kick things off on Sundays at 8 p.m., starting with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And don't forget, we also have a Discord, so come through and hang out with us here at vognetwork.com Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, have a good time. It's all good in the hood. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with, how was your week? How was your day? Ari.
Well, a lot of it was work-related, obviously, and there was also going up to Seaside Heights to see all you guys again.
Well, that was definitely fun times.
Yeah, the food was good for the most part. I didn't, but then again, it's a lot. We had a lot less time than we normally did there, and it was a lot smaller than we're used to.
Yeah, and I also realized,
running around the boardwalk in all of Seaside Heights, my legs, like everything from my waist down, still wants to have a nice long talk with me about my actions.
But that's a good thing, though.
But yeah, other than that, it's just been getting back into work. More and more people are figuring out what happened to me when I was in the hospital, because they noticed this first and foremost.
The hair?
Yeah. But, other than that, it's just same old stuff.
And I totally get that. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Not bad. Work and Seaside.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually only just shortly got home from looking at a place tonight.
Oh, yeah?
So fingers crossed. Yeah.
So you going for it?
Yeah, there is another offer on it, but as long as everything goes through, we're hoping.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's great, man.
All right, so my weekend day's been the same old, more or less, except that I've been job hunting, so it's basically me going through Indeed, Career Builder, and Dice, and Craigslist. I try to make sure I send about 10 to 15 resumes out, and that's it. And I just leave it up to the God's willing. And as usual, I get the unsolicited emails about my resume. Like, I got a text about an interview with some company, and I'm just like, I don't remember sending you guys something. And I'm just like, wait, what the? Whatever. And then I get another email for another interview. I'm like, I've never heard of you. So I'm like, this sounds mighty, mighty sus. Because generally the only thing I have to worry about, and if you've thrown your email up on job boards, is getting emails from people that work for Farmers, American Life Insurance. They want to recruit you to sell insurance. Yeah, if you thought MLMs with Lululemon or whatever are bad, try MLMs with insurance. Good God Almighty, Primerica, anyone? But one of them, I'm looking at the website, and I know it's cookie cutter and all. I'm like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. So I get up, throw on my good shirt and my tie, which you can probably see like right here. So, you know, those of you who are watching the stream and the replay. And I put it on, and I jump into the Zoom call. Evidently, it was just us watching this one person talking about the marketing company, how to look for great people to do sales and marketing. And I'm like, I did not get up for 9 o'clock in the morning for this shit. So I said, you know, whatever. And they leave a link to a SurveyMonkey URL. So, and they're like, and it's for everyone to answer. Like the top 5 people who give the best answers will advance to the next round of interviews. I'm just like, oh, Jesus. So the other company, I actually decided to Google it, and I find a link off of Reddit, and they're like, yeah, this is mighty sus. So I didn't even bother going to the interview. I get a text sent from them saying, we missed you, we rescheduled you. I'm just like, no, thank you. And that's fine. And then I'm getting the calls from recruiters, you know, for job positions. And here we go. Some of these people think that Exton, Pennsylvania is right next to Brooklyn, New York. I've had one person convince me, you know, to take a position in somewhere in Jersey that's 20 minutes away. And I'm like, yeah, it's 20 minutes by car. That's 2 hours by mass transit. Not happening. And I got one for Michigan. I'm just like, are you serious? I'm like, do these people actually Google map my address and see, or do they just keep throwing them at me? I'm just like, are you kidding me? But I will say within the last 3 to 4 days, I have gotten some solid leads, and I have 4 interviews tomorrow and Thursday. And one of them I'm kind of hoping for the best because that one's paying the most. And what's interesting is I actually contacted someone about another position. They're like, MTA. I'm just like, I don't want to go through this shit, but it is what it is. But, you know, so here's hoping for the best. So that has been our weekend day. So we're getting to some housekeeping, and oh man, we got a lot of news to tell you all about. So as soon as this thing updates, wonderful. Okay, so this is what we got for you. It's still September. That's right. It's basically the 3rd week of September where you buy a sub to our channel, or you gift a sub to our channel, anyone, you save 20%. So to everybody that's been subbing to us this month, and to everyone who's been gifting others subs to this channel, excuse me, thank you so much. Y'all guys and gals are awesome. So it is truly appreciated. So let's see, what else do we have here? Don't forget, episodes of Anime Jam Session are available on YouTube. Just head on over to youtube.com/Anime Jam Session and look for the playlist, Podcast VODs. All of our episodes going back to the beginning of this year are available. So if you're looking for something that's past the normal 2-week period on Twitch, you can head on over and check it out. Let's see, what else do we have here? Don't forget the VOG shop at the VOG Network Pro shop at vognetwork.com/shop. There's some shirts for Orange Lounge Radio and Bobby Blackwolf. Eventually, we'll get a shirt for us in there too. So we're trying to help out, and I'm going to try to make sure that our pro shop gets put up there too. So we got to help everybody within our network the best we possibly can. And we also have upcoming conventions. here's a list of conventions that we are pending to attend. Just understand that these conventions may change at any given time due to staff availability, COVID-19 restrictions, and so forth. So we're looking at AAC in Massachusetts, October 22nd to the 24th. DerpyCon in New Jersey from October 29th to the 31st. The Unconvention, also in New Jersey, November 12th to the 14th. And basically wrapping up our very short 2021 con season, Anime NYC, November 19th to the 21st at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. And kicking things off for 2022 as of now is Zenkai Con in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, March 25th to the 22nd, 2022. And in reference to something that I had mentioned earlier tonight, we are moving. That's right. We are moving. Anime Jam Session is actually moving. After being at this day and time for almost 10 plus years, we are moving. We're staying on the same day, but we're moving time slots. So we're kicking things off starting next week at 9 p.m. So Anime Jam Session, I guess season 9 kicks off at 9 p.m. We'll have the whole gang here, and it'll be good times. Now, the reason for the time slot change is due to the fact that NCIS has moved to Monday nights. And for those of you who don't know, the reason why we start the show at 9:30 is because Tuesday nights when I get out of work, I go pick up wings from B-Dubs, which something I mentioned about that. Excuse me. I get wings from B-Dubs and I come home. And I spend the time coming home up to 9 o'clock, unwinding, relaxing, eating dinner, and watching NCIS. And when it's a repeat, I usually watch. Well, I used to watch an hour of wrestling till SmackDown moved to Fridays. Now, during reruns and so forth, I watch anime. So that's what I do. So once that's over, I come over to the command center, fire everything up, and get things going. But now that NCIS has moved to Monday nights, there's no reason to start the show at 9:30 on Tuesdays. So we're going to start things off at 9. Plus the fact that two of our staffers, Mako and Ari, they work early in the morning. And unlike them, I don't need much sleep, so starting the show earlier is a benefit for them. So.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the main reason behind the changes. So, most likely, I think even when we run late, we'll still be out of here before 11, hopefully. So, let's see. And last thing else. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring this up. There was an interesting YouTube comment that was placed on one of our videos, and I believe it is the episode. No, I don't want to upload. It's the episode where we talked about PoochieCon. And I have to say, so far, we got some good views on it. But it was an episode... Let's see. Is it this one? Yes. This is the episode... Really? It's not it? Let me go back. Yeah, well, this is it, so... All right. Well, the person did, they actually time stamped when we talked about certain things on the show, and I just want to say thank you to them about that, because that was really cool of them. I mean, I really appreciated that. All right, let me open it up this way, and let me pause this so there's no music playing. Yes. Someone commented under the name of LEJ. Basically time-coded when we talked about PoochieCon and mentioned at certain times where they enjoyed us talking about the different rooms. And I think that person didn't even know that PoochieCon was on the second floor. Yeah, because at timestamp 4430, there's a comment that says, "It was great learning about the second floor." So, and that's basically, I just want to say to that person, if you're listening, thank you. We really appreciate that. So a little bit goes a long way. So, and I think I might have to stop doing episode titles as with the number sign, because evidently it's becoming hashtags. So I might start doing episode then the number. So we'll see how that goes. And that's basically it, you know. And as Washi Otaku says, you guys are enabling Ranma to make changes. Rise up, co-hosts, rise up. Yeah, they're going to rise up and support me. Then they're going to bed. So I'm going to hit the floor pretty hard. So
yeah, it's not like he's doing this to screw us over.
no.
If you really wanted to be a dick, you'd have to start the show at 11 p.m.
Who do I look like?
At which point I would say, see ya.
What do I look like to you, Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
Not touching that one.
Okay, all right. It's time to get into Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk more about our geekier week and cool stuff we want to share of. So, what's up with you, Ari?
This is something I had bought a while ago, but I haven't gotten a chance to show it off properly. It is a calligraphy set from Glass Dip Pen. I don't know if you like the packaging has like the theme of like the zodiac and all. So
Yeah.
I got the one that was Pisces, obviously.
That
don't
is
know if
nice.
This is like, look at how like thin that tip is, though.
Oh, that is.
I mean,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it'll be a challenge for me because when I write, I like even like reflexively just like push down like really hard on
Right.
like I've actually like I've written on like what do you call it, like quintuplicate forms,
Mm-hmm.
and like even like one accidentally stuck behind it, and I still managed to write clearly even on the last page. Anyway, when you buy it, you get four random colors of ink with it. So, I don't know, that's two of them right there. And here's the other two. These are more the dark ones. I think these ones are like blue and purple.
Oh, okay.
But you can see the bottom of it, you can tell like the ink is supposed to be metallic.
Okay.
So when you shake it up like that, it mixes up pretty well, and after a little bit, all the metallic stuff just settles at the bottom. I haven't gotten a proper chance to use it yet because, again, I'm afraid I'm just gonna like push down on it once, and like the tip's gonna just snap off and fly up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean.
But yeah, it looks really nice.
That's good. More Deadpool swag there, Mako?
Yeah, so I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years back, Loot Crate did a Dead Crate. And it was, for the most part, Deadpool, Walking Dead, things like that.
Right.
Walking Deadpool, I get it.
Yeah, so this was an exclusive Q-Fig from that Loot Crate. It is Deadpool basically being ejected through explosion. And yeah, so I had to get it. It's Deadpool.
Of course,
you know, with that pose, he looks like he's swinging through the air like it's Attack on Titan.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's cute. It's got the full explosion and everything. His swords are out. And yeah, so Deadpool.
He's coming at you hip thrust first.
Yes.
Chimichangas! And as Ron...
Yes, it is basically Deadpool being Deadpool.
Yes, I was about to mention that. I think Run Before 21 gets 25 points for that one. So, as I said, there are benefits to having friends in Japan because they know your fandoms, and when they go to Akihabara, you get a message at like for them it's 12 noon. For me, it's 1 a.m. Like, we're in Akiba. What is there anything you're looking for? And it's like, y'all were supposed to message me 2 hours prior or something like that. Thankfully, I'm usually up at that time, so I could tell them what I want. And I have to say to Liam and Heather, thank you so much for being my designated weeb enablers. So there is this one Yoshiko figure that I want, but it's like nearly $300, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't want it. I do, but but they did find this other Yoshiko figurine that I think I didn't even know it had came out, but it's from the Love Life Sunshine movie, which I'm still trying to track down that damn Blu-ray. But they did take a trip to Nintendo Store Tokyo and got me a pretty awesome Luigi Towel. Check this out.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty nice.
Yup, this is really cool. It's basically, I think it's basically a hand towel. So, and if I'm looking at it, it's kind of like a football field in a way with all the green and with like the lines, but I know it's not. But it's like, you see like embroidered on here, like Yoshi's egg, the castles, and so forth.
That's cool.
Yep. And you see Luigi at the top, sliding down the pole. So that's pretty cool. See, something like this, if I could, I would actually frame this. But I will definitely hold on to this as something cool to keep. So I would say, if I lived in Japan and given the prices, I would buy this and use this on a regular basis. But, and see.
Not sure I want to know how much it costs having to be exported and whatnot.
Well, here's the thing. My friends are in the military. So the prices we pay for shipping stuff is the prices that they pay for shipping stuff. I do have to wait, a couple of days, a few weeks or whatever, but I actually don't mind. It's like, I totally forget and it just shows up because I was expecting a package from another company and I go outside and I look at the box and I'm just like, I didn't know they shipped like that. And I look at the top, I'm like, oh, it's from Liam and Heather. So if they're watching or listening, thank you. And that's it for Geek Roundtable. So now we're going to get into the normal news. Ari's going to kick things off with news about Pokemon. Gotta collect them all.
Yeah, the Pokemon Company announced on Monday that the Pokemon trading card game is getting a new free-to-play online app called Pokemon Trading Card Live for iOS, Android, PC, and Mac. The game will be launched soon, and that is a direct quote from the website. It'll get an early soft launch for mobile devices in Canada and a global open beta for PC and Mac later this year. Players can add new cards by scanning cards, purchasing in-game booster packs, and competing daily quests. They can build the decks and play against others all around the world. Players can also customize avatars and accessories. As soon as I read free-to-play, the red flags started going up because I just know that, people are going to be spending a whole lot of real-life money to get digital cards.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, and if the booster packs are pretty much acting like loot boxes, it'll have the same kind of effect on players as say FIFA or the new NBA game. But also, at the end of the article, it says sales of trading cards have risen dramatically during the pandemic. eBay reported in February it saw 142% rise in domestic trading card growth in 2020 compared to 2009, with Pokemon cards leading the category with a 574% increase.
I think that's pretty cool. So,
People still want to play their trading card games.
So will you be playing?
I don't know. the trading card game was one of the parts of the franchise I could never get into, mostly because I was and still am playing Magic.
Gotcha.
And well, like I said, a lot of red flags, a lot of question marks going up with the free to play stuff. Like I gotta just be like, just got out of a tutorial, get matched up with somebody who spent like $1,000 on packs and whatnot, and just one turns me, like one turn kill, yay!
It's like the channel magic. It's like the channel magic, channel fireball combo.
Yeah, but that's like from way back in the day.
But still,
Even combo winner seems like a distant memory nowadays. We got more Pokemon news.
Yep.
The Trading Card Game Illustration Contest 2022 is open to U.S. entries now. Winners will get cash and the opportunity to have their art featured on a promo card. The theme of the core of this year's contest is a movement in a Pokemon's daily life. So considering that the drawing prompt for those eager to enter. Thankfully, the prize isn't just the E word and the ability to get your art featured on a promo card. The grand prize also includes a cash value of $5,000. First two runner-ups from Japan and the U.S. will get $3,000 and their art made into a promo card, and the two second runner-ups will just get $1,000. Finally, 15 entrants will be selected as Judges Award winners from either Japan or the U.S. and get $500.
Sounds
Meanwhile,
good.
the people who have been making their own cards online with like Magic Set Editor and its ilk will be like, oh, that's neat.
Which means they probably will enter and see what they can do. So,
well, let's just hope that they don't, dig up some, like go to their old DeviantArt accounts and say, this will be good enough. Just throw that out there.
stranger things have happened. And speaking of strange things, I believe we talked about this in a prior episode. I don't remember, where Good Smile was in a lawsuit, and it looks like former employees have cross-countered them.
Yeah, so two of the three former employees of Good Smile, Guy Brand and James Young Sik Kim, are suing Good Smile for distributing potentially obscene, sexually explicit anime products and merchandise of underage characters, engaging in false designation of corporate officers as independent contractors, tax evasion, improper licensing practices, and funding controversial website 4chan. So these files are cross-complaint in the California court after Good Smile ended up suing the two of them along with Gracia Diaz in 2020 for competing with the company's merchandise business while employed there. The former employee's lawsuit states that Brandon Kim expressed their disgust, objection, and or refusal to participate in or be associated with what they viewed as illegal, objectionable, and immoral activities. Brandon Kim claimed that Good Smile retaliated against them by reducing their authority and firing them after they had already requested to transition away from the company. Brandon Kim had met with their superior, Enna Hozumi, in summer 2019 to discuss the issue of sexually explicit merchandise of underage anime characters, stating them to be unethical, offensive, and potentially illegal. Hozumi later notified them that Good Smile would continue selling the products in question. Brandon Kim claimed that continued exposure to this merchandise created a hostile work environment based on sex. They added that they have suffered as a result of Good Smile's actions towards them. Good Smile was not available for comment. However, they did comment on the cross complaint as compared to their own lawsuit, as part of a statement to another news outfit, basically stating that the defendant's cross complaint, in contrast, is based on demonstrably, knowingly, and provably false and defamatory allegations. So yeah, Good Smile decided to ask for $2 million in damages because the 3 employees created a secret company for their own profit. Brandon Kim allegedly stole, quote unquote, a contract from Netflix to produce a Stranger Things drive-in event instead of pushing that deal to their company, instead pushing the deal to their own company, Imaginary People. So yeah, whatever is going on, it looks like drama.
Yeah, and I actually tried to look up the company if they have a website. I get a band called Imaginary People, but not a company. I get something about a company profile, so it's probably not much information on there.
Yeah, that company name, is kind of they're kind of tilting their hand a little, don't you think?
Basically. Now, I can understand the whole independent contractors thing, because when you are branded as a contractor, you don't get a lot of benefits or this or that. That basically means they could drop you at a dime of a hat and just call it a day, which I understand is a big thing in various fields, including my own. Funding 4chan, I would say it's more like ad space. You could say it's sort of like, it's like when you go to vognetwork.com and you see the banner ad up there. Those companies, those ads, they're basically funding Vog Network, but it's just ad space. So I really can't say it's really them funding unless they're giving out like discount codes on the site, to buy their products. Then I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. And as for, explicit anime products, we've all watched anime. We've all seen interesting things. I just think that perhaps some of the figures that they're putting out, they feel is a little bit too explicit for them, but it's considered the norm for everybody else. That's my take from that. And that could be it. Because I'll admit, there are some figurines I've looked at and I'm just like, they don't bother me, but it's just not my thing. It's not my style. It's not ones I would purchase. So, So it is what it is. And I have a feeling, like with most lawsuits like this, they'll end up settling out of court and sweeping things under the rug. But given how, you got the state of California going after Activision Blizzard, and now the SEC is knocking on their door, maybe Good Smile should kind of dot their I's and cross their T's. Just saying.
I don't know. What's happening to Activision Blizzard and their ilk is it's a long time coming.
Yeah. And I just find it funny. People want to sit here and mock, what's going on with them. And I'm like, you know what? If what they say is true about the culture there and how women are treated there, don't say a damn thing when your sibling or significant other is treated the same way in a hostile work environment. Maybe by then you'll understand. But it really shouldn't take something like that for another person to realize that shit. So, I don't know. Maybe, I feel everybody should be treated equally. I also feel, if you're going to go to a job and bust some girl's balls about something, I believe, in all fairness, she should bust your balls on some stuff too, Some say it's a hostile work environment. I say it's camaraderie across the board. I say it's all fair in love and war till someone gets offended. Then you need to calm it down and just walk away, do something else. If it happens again, y'all getting written up. So. But let's move along. since we were talking about, in aspects of what's going on with Good Smile and tax evasion and stuff like that. And this is something we brought up on our show a few weeks back about ufotable or ufotable, however you want to pronounce them. It seems that the founder of the company, Hikaru Kondo, admitted to evading taxes, about 138 million yen in taxes, which is probably about $200,000 US, give or take, something like that. But it seems that he admitted to the charge. It's basically what he did was he violated the Corporation Tax Act and Consumption Tax Act. So actually, I was way wrong. 138 million yen is about 1.25 million. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just give me like 100 grand of that and I'll be happy. And this happened at a preliminary hearing by the Tokyo District Court this past Friday. During the same hearing, Kondo issued an apology admitting that he thought his tax evasion would not bring trouble to the company. Well,
That's adorable.
Well, here's the thing. You can file as yourself and then file as a company, because according to some people, corporations are people too. So it's a loophole where if you end up in hot water because you screwed up on your taxes, there's a good possibility it will not screw up the company's taxes. So the prosecution said in its opening statement that the company Ufotable and Kondo hid part of the income from the company's cafes. Ooh, that explains that. And merchandise from 2015 to 2018 in order to buffet against future downturns in business. The studio allegedly hid about 441 million yen in income. Wow. After the formal incident of Kondo and Ufotable back on July 9th, the company acknowledged the indictment of the Tokyo Public Prosecutor's Office and gave assurances that the company had already filed the corrected tax return and paid the appropriate amount. Previous reports have varied slightly in the amount that the company owes. You got the formal indictment back in July that said it was about 137 million yen. Prior reports by the Mainichi Shimbun and newspaper said back in 2020 that it's 139 million yen. Both of these accounts differ from the 138 million yen reported in today's preliminary hearing. The Mainichi Shimbun reported last year that Kondo purposely hid about 30% of the proceeds from the company's anime-themed restaurants in Tokyo and stored them in a private safe at home. I have watched a show about this where some guy actually stored the company's profits in a safe. And you know what happened? The hired help stole the money from the safe.
Womp womp. I would have also guessed he did a Scrooge McDuck homage every now and then.
Yeah. Hold on. Here you go, Ari. That's basically what happened. Now, Weekly Bunshin Digital Magazine reported back in April 2019 that the company Ufotable allegedly owes 400 million yen, citing a source from the Tokyo Regional Taxation Bureau. The report noted that Ufotable is suspected of supposedly misappropriating funds raised from a charity auction for the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, a violation of the penal code that carries a potential prison sentence of no more than 10 years. The Tokyo Regional Taxation Bureau conducted a search of Utotable's offices earlier in March of that year as part of the investigation, but did not end up filing charges. Kondo eventually resigned from his role of chairman of the executive committee for Machi Asobi, the Tokushima event which Ufotable was once the main organizer back in May 2019. Kondo founded the company in 2000, and the studio is perhaps best known for its recent hit anime, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the follow-up film, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train, and as well as the various anime adaptations of Type Moon's Fate franchise, such as Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, along with Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel anime trilogy. The studio has also made adaptations of The Garden of Sinners and Katsuki Token Ranbu television animes coming out of Type Moon's property. In addition, the company sells merchandise and goods for the various animes it has produced and runs a number of cafes through which it sells some of its merchandise. Well, now. And as Bob Coffee says, never fuck with taxes. It's pretty telling when one thing hits the Joker fears is the IRS. Well, yeah, he's actually, yeah, I remember that, yup. And as Ron Before 21 says, who took down Al Capone? IRS, since no one else could get him on anything. I didn't kill him. No, but you didn't pay your taxes. Chink.
When you get a chance, you should watch Oversimplified's video on Prohibition. Al Capone is a recurring character in it.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean, it's like super funny too. That's why I said it.
All right. Looks like we're back in Mako's wheelbarrow house with Gundam.
Yeah, so it was announced that there are going to be 3 new projects in 2022 for Gundam. There's going to be a TV anime titled The Witch from Mercury, an anime film titled Kukuru's Dona's Island, and a special edition of Iron-Blooded Orphans.
What, no Gundam Wing?
So The Witch from Mercury will mark 7 years since the franchise's last new TV anime, which was Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Wow.
The island is inspired by the episode of the same name in the original Gundam anime. Yoshikaza Yasuhiko is directing the film, having previously directed and contributed character designs for previous anime installments. The Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans will air next spring with a new edit spanning 9 episodes, which will also connect to spin-off anime and game Urder Hunt. So yeah, we're getting new Gundam.
Interesting.
Hooray.
I'm excited. I like Gundam. I like mecha. Granted, I like the, I guess, more campy kind of series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Urdor, as it was written there, it's an old Norse word that means fate. It's also one of the Norns in Norse mythology.
Erd.
As in the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
If you like campy, then you must have enjoyed Gundam Seed, because that was campy as fuck.
I actually did enjoy Gundam Seed. I did not continue watching it, but it was not as horrible as a lot of other people make it out to be.
Hada.
How'd you feel about G Gundam?
Not bad. I mean, considering I watched SD Gundam,
I liked SD Gundam. I'm not gonna front on that.
It was like I just sometimes the overly military kind of Gundam vibe. I still watch it, but it's not my favorite. I want to see mecha blowing up mecha. And
it's a Gundam series, after all.
Yeah, and sometimes, pretty boys.
And as Bob Coffey says, G Gundam is secret best Gundam.
Oh boy.
Well, well, as Rodden Before 21 said, Iron Blood Orphans messed me up. Main characters dying all over the place. That's exactly how I felt when I watched The Promised Neverland. I never thought an anime would just be like, no. The closest was Attack on Titan, but it was like, yes, everybody died in that, but you just ran to the fight. The Promised Neverland. No. Iron Blood Orphans. It's like when you finish watching that, you hear that song, You hear Sarah McLachlan talk about the people that have died, and you hear "On the Arms of an Angel" playing in the background.
No, you want to know what series really screwed me up? Gurren Lagann.
Wait, how did Gurren
Really?
Lagann screw you up?
What do you mean?
I didn't finish watching Gurren Lagann.
How about, oh yay, Kyle's in this.
Oh,
Wait,
right.
no, he's dead.
He's dead, Jim. And as Bob Coffey says, main character's dying. Someone hasn't seen Zeta Gundam then. No, I haven't seen Zeta Gundam. I have not seen it.
That's Tomino at his most Tomino-ish.
Okay, I want somebody to do an AMV to Iron Blood Orphans with the Arms of an Angel playing, okay? I want that now.
Oh, jeez.
Well, would you rather it be Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World?
At least you can laugh at that song when it's when it's played for the dissonance.
Actually, I think that would work better with the new Ava films, but
That's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure I've already seen an AMV of What a Wonderful World with Eva.
I have to see if there's an Arms of an Angel that's done to Ava. I gotta see about that one, because I may just have to plunk the money down, to get the movies just to do this.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Sandaberry. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Well, it's not like Eric Clapton. It's Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven.
Yeah, but he's moved on past that. He's put that in the past now.
Yes, but that song to certain animes, it will rip rip the wound wide open. And me being that asshole, Tears in Heaven, Maze Hughes, Full Metal Alchemist, good night. Yeah. All right. I think we've beaten this enough. So let's talk about, something new, something positive. Let's talk about Spirited Away. It's coming back to the theaters next month for its 20th anniversary. And I actually remember seeing it in theaters. It was really good. So this is a joint venture between G-Kids and Fathom Events. It's for Studio Ghibli Fest. It's a theatrical screening of some of the studio's most beloved films. So we're going to have Spirited Away to celebrate its 20th anniversary. You'll be able to see subtitled and dubbed screenings during the 3-day run. And the summary by G-Kids is, Chihiro's family is moving to a new house, but when they stop on the way to explore an abandoned village, her parents undergo a mysterious transformation, and Chihiro is whisked into a world of fantastic spirits ruled over by the sorceress Yubaba. Put to work in a magical bathhouse for spirits and demons, Chihiro must use all of her wits to survive in this strange new place, find a way to free her parents, and return to the normal world. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Selected theaters on Sunday, October 3rd, and Wednesday, October 6th. You'll be able to see it dubbed in English. And I believe Monday, October 4th is subtitled. I guess on Tuesday the 5th, your mileage may vary if they do that one. So I don't know. But there's more information at fathomevents.com/series/studio-ghibli-fest. And you can find a participating theater near you and reserve tickets. And the link will be posted in the chat. Okay. Siri, that's a good one. That's a good one. And for those of you who are wondering, he mentions, do you remember with Utena post-revolution or the end of Lane? I do need to finish watching Utena. I have never seen Lane, but one of my friends loved Lane anime so much that he named his daughter after the character, which I think is one of the more smarter things to do, as opposed to naming your kid Kenshin, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Lane was a little cracky.
Yeah, also, if you name your kid Kenshin, there's a better than 50-50 chance that the kid is going to, make another make some other kid's head explode on the playground.
Yeah,
and the kid will get expelled and whatnot.
Fair enough.
And ooh, I saw this one floating around earlier this week.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh fans can emulate Seto Kaiba with his briefcase. The Yu-Gi-Oh manga series is commemorating its 25th anniversary by releasing an Ultimate Kaiba set. This deluxe package costs 33,000 yen, which is about 300 and change in US. It comes with Seto Kaiba's iconic briefcase and his entire deck with the original edition artwork. This includes 3 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon and 3 new cards which were previously only existed in the manga or anime. And the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons are framed in a display case, which has original work 25th anniversary logo on it. It also has Seto Kaiba's deck, 58 cards plus 3 new ones, all of them ultra rare. And the briefcase, once you take the foam padding out of the bottom part, can hold about 7,000 cards. The lid comes with a belt that can hold 2 game mats. The 3 new cards originally appeared in the manga and finally getting official card version. These are Attack Guidance Armor, Life Shaver, and Magical Trick Mirror cards. It's expected to ship April 2022, and you can pre-order it between now and Halloween.
I will say this much. Getting your hands on this is a lot easier than getting your hands on a PlayStation 5 edition of Seto Kaiba, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'll occasionally play some of the newer Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games, because they're mostly just based on a card game anyway.
Right.
And again, I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first couple seasons when it was still right around Battle City, the Battle City arc, and when it was still, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged called it, a broken, exploitable mess of a game. And not much has changed in 25 years on that front. All right, this is where I'll be taking my leave, guys, for the evening.
All right, Ari. It's great to have you on. We'll definitely see you next week.
Yep, but I got to get to bed.
Yeah,
Good
I
night,
hear you.
everybody.
Good night, dude. And we'll put this up. And let's do a slight adjustment on this. No, wrong arrow. Wrong arrow. There we go. Perfect. All right. Looks like we're handling strange news from Japan tonight.
Yep.
All right. Let me update the rundown. Perfect. All right. Strange news from Japan. This is the part of the show where we talk about some of the nicer or outlandish things that come out of Japan. So we all know that's what y'all stuck around for. So we really appreciate that. Shall we do all 3 or just 2 of them?
That's up to you.
Oh, you know what? I'll do the first one. We'll see how we feel after we do one article each.
Okay.
All right. So here's one for you. I'm kind of not sure how to respond to this one because the title is, "Who the hell are you?" Japanese man asks bear while it's attacking him. I can understand if the person is Kamina, but it's not. So you have to understand, delivering newspapers is usually a pretty quiet and chill job, especially if you're delivering early in the morning in a small rural town. And most days it's probably for a 75-year-old paper delivery man who works in Katagami, a town in Japan's northern Akita prefecture. The man got a dose of an unexpected on-the-job excitement last Friday, however, while making his daily deliveries. Thank you, Seto Kaiba. A little after 3 in the morning, the man parked his vehicle to get out and place his papers in the subscribers' mailboxes. But while standing in front of one customer's house, he was suddenly attacked by a silent figure that had snuck up on him in the pre-dawn darkness. Tackled to the ground, the delivery man began to fight back, pushing and punching. Unable to make out his attacker's face in the darkness, the delivery man shouted, "Who the hell are you?" But the assailant did not give his name. This wasn't because of cowardice or secrecy, though. It was because it turned out the delivery man was actually fighting a bear. He explains that he had his work gloves on so he couldn't feel its fur and thought I had been fighting a human. When I realized it was a bear, I got really scared and didn't think I had any chance of beating it. Wow. Despite his understandable self-doubt, the man was able to put up enough of a fight that the bear ran off, but not before gashing his shoulders and back. Thankfully, his injuries were not life-threatening, and he returned home under his own power, then contacted the police to report the incident. The exact size of the bear is unknown, but the man, who was 160 centimeters, which is 63 inches tall, says that he thinks it was about as large as he is. Later that morning, a second bear attack occurred 250 meters away from where the newspaper delivery man was attacked. This time it was an 84-year-old woman who was out for an early walk, sustaining injuries to her arms. While it's not impossible that this was a coincidence or perhaps a coordinated operation by accomplice bears acting in cahoots, wouldn't surprise me, the authorities believe it's likely that it was the same bear that the assailant in both incidents, and cautioning local residents to be on the lookout for the animal and to report any sightings. And for the love of God, if you have any picnic baskets, do not put them outside. And Ron before 21 says, "See what happens when Genma Saotome is on a diet?" Yes, we do. All right, Mako, which one do you want to do?
I'm going to be doing the third one.
I saw that coming a mile away. I was going to take them, but I realized no, that's her thing, because Mako has the biggest sweet tooth of anybody on the damn show.
Yeah, well, so the newest obsession in Japan is whipped cream in a can. But not whipped cream in a can that you spray. This is whipped cream in a can that you drink. Yeah, so the line between eating and drinking something isn't always so clearly defined in Japan. Perhaps because many traditional Japanese soups tend to be mainly broth with very little solid food. This has led to unabashed big eaters in Japan making the tongue-in-cheek claim that curry roux is a beverage. And now that same logic is being applied to whipped cream. Tokyo-based food and beverage company MGK has just released Whipped Cream is a Drink, or Nama Cream Ha Nomimono. If you're asking for the product, shouting the philosophy from the rooftops in Japanese. While it's not a can of straight whipped cream, it is made with a generous portion of 14% milk fat cream for a much thicker consistency than any cafe or matcha latte. In addition to plain whipped cream is a drink, there's also a version with a cow coffee flavoring, which is no less creamy. You could basically drink whipped cream is a drink straight from the can. The cream's thickness, though, means that it would probably be a difficult exercise in patience. And so MGK includes a wide heart-shaped straw with the drink.
That was nice of them.
Japanese Twitter users have reacted with a mixture of fear and awe, with comments including, "This is diabolical. It's absolutely disgraceful. How much I want this. No question it'd give me heartburn, but I still want to try it. I think I'd pass out after drinking this. It's like the beverage of my dreams." Yeah. So the price is a little bit hefty. It's about $32 for a 4-pack of 11.2-ounce cans. However, MGK has already sold out of their entire allocated stock through the end of the year, despite
Wow.
whipped cream is a drink only having gone on sale September 6th. So obviously, with the response, you can be sure that they will be offering a second batch. Yeah. So holy crap, to whipped cream is a drink.
You know, I could see mixing half of that with some ice cream and just throwing it in the blender.
What would be the point then?
A massive, massive sweet milkshake, I guess.
No, you take part of this can, you drink a little bit of it, then you put Kahlua in it, and then you mix it up and drink the rest.
Why am I not surprised?
What?
You know, that
it's basically, put a little bit of vodka in there too, and you have a can of White Russian. So,
well, Ranma 421 agrees with you, so I think you have yourself a new drinking buddy.
I mean, come on, it's that's just what you do with these types of things. There are certain drinks that that those drinks are just being made so that they are mixers. Look
Yeah.
at half of the old Sobe line.
Yeah, but that's how we think. That's not how the Japanese think.
No, the Japanese just go, "Ooh, beer."
See, I've never had soba
Me,
mixed with
I am a
alcohol.
drinking intellectual.
All right, we need a profile picture of you, just holding like a drink, and it says me, a drinking intellectual. Or we get you that shirt, I drink and know things.
I mean, you're talking to the person that takes chocolate milk and mixes it with Kahlua.
Fair. But the thing is, I was thinking when they mentioned, curry roe as a drink. I've had some really tasty curry, and I drink that. But how about ramen broth as a beverage?
Japan does that.
See, that I didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of the hot canned soups are just broth. So it's, ramen broth, and I think they do tomato soup, and like they do a lot of brothy canned quote unquote drinks. But ramen broth is one of them.
See, I would sip with a straw because, if you find like the really good ramen shops, you walk up like the noodles okay, but that broth was just divine,
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? I will do this last story because it's outlandish. It's pretty freaking outlandish. Because the story is, a Japanese elementary teacher gives an awful excuse for leaving his smartphone in the girls' changing room. My question is, why was it there in the first place? It's not like you work at Geek Squad, And if you don't know what I mean, just look it up. Google's your friend. But as it goes, Japan is no stranger to unfortunate crimes of perversion. But typically when the perpetrator is caught, they're honest about what they did and why. Which is true. We have talked about many times, many stories where the person was caught and they totally admit to it. Like, we talked about the man who peed in the coworker's drink bottle, We talked about that. Or the guy who stole panties and never a single bra. We've talked about that, But there are times when they don't want to admit to what they've done, such as what happened with a recent case in an elementary school in Gama Prefecture. Yes, VX_8. That the music is perfect. This is one of those few times where the music is So Hirotoshi Ono, a 28-year-old male teacher who worked at the school, was arrested for leaving his smartphone in the girls' changing room and recording with it. It was apparently hidden inside the cover of a dictionary, and police investigated after being contacted by the school's principal. When Hirotoshi had admitted to leaving the smartphone inside the girls' changing room, he also said this while regarding why he did it. I put it there in case there were any problems in the changing room. What?
Mm-hmm.
Problems? I think if there's a problem in the girls' changing room, they're going to get a female teacher before they go to you, dude. Now, that's what you call plausible deniability. And Japanese netizens basically agreed to that. Comments such as, did he actually think that excuse makes any sense? Oh, okay, no problem. If that's why you did it, no big deal. It feels like there's been more of these kinds of crimes involving teachers lately. Can we get a shout out for the awesome principal, though? But it's true, though. Despite these unfortunate crimes, it's important to remember the good people doing their best to help out. Like the woman who helped finally take down the laundromat panty thief after he stole over 700 pairs of underwear. This dude's story was mighty sus.
Yeah, it's a little out there.
Just a little?
Just a little.
Just a scotch?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ready to call it?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, let's cue things up. So, if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters, and we tell you what we like and don't like, that's what we legitimately mean. So, yeah. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're ready to believe you. And while you're at it, check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, our anime reviews, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, links to our convention coverage for photos, links to our convention videos, convention reviews, all that and then some at animejamsession.com. And don't forget, if you like listening to this show, you can find us on any podcasting app that's out there. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you name it. Just search Anime Jam Session. Over 500 episodes for you to take a listen to. Some good, some bad, some chaotic, some fun. So give them a shot. And what's great is you can actually leave a review within those apps. So if you can, we'd like to hear from you. We'd appreciate that. And don't forget to follow us on our social medias, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Follow us on there so we can see when we're going live, when we have articles going up, our convention photos, our convention videos, which reminds me, don't forget to check out our Facebook page where you'll see all of our PoochieCon 2021 photos, and our YouTube page where we have our PoochieCon 2021 videos. Definitely check them out. And don't forget the tip jar down below. You know, there's links to our Streamlabs, our Ko-Fi. You can throw us a few bucks. We'd appreciate that. You can drop bits. We love that too. And since auto hosting is no more, remember to follow and notify. So when you do, you can log in and do a host and stream us. We'd really appreciate that. Okay, so now we're going to go back and forth here. Last words, Mako-chan.
I am very tired, but I'm also very nerve-sighted.
Gotcha. My last words is I'm going to eat some more ice cream and watch another episode of Eden Zero. This anime is really, really good. If you liked Fairy Tail, watch Eden Zero. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with the whole squad. We'll have some great tunage, great fun, and good times. So, yeah. So, anywho, I'm Ranma.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Night!
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com. and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!
All right, just give me 1 second here. I am currently